where she supposedly is watching her career go down as her weight goes up. I don't think that's the case. Take a look.
Hello.
Kirstie, it's Sam. How's the diet going?
Really well. The pounds are just melting off.
Well, that's good news because I have an offer for you.
A job offer?
It's from Jenny Craig.
What?
Kirstie?
You don't look fat, okay? You don't look fat.
Well, I am, but I'm not as fat. This is my hotline, Martha.
Yeah, but
Martha. You went to visit her. I always can talk to her on this.
Hello, Martha.
Yeah.
You want to tell her what to wear?
What are you wearing? Oh, she's wearing the same thing.
Maybe if you go to prison, you could lose some weight. Did you ever think of that?
I did think about it because I thought how would I make the best use of my time? And I would have been pumping iron, and
She did. She's done yoga.
I think that's the smartest thing in the world.
She's taught I hear that she's taught some of the other prisoners there yoga too. You know, they have.
I think that here's the thing that we have. This is the thing we have to remember, that when we get in trouble and we do something that we can make up the damage. Yeah. So I'd like us all to remember with Martha that she's made up the damage.
Yeah.
Do you know?
She's paid her price.
And wait a minute, she wants me to say something else.
What? Okay.
What? Okay, and then she's going to be back with her own show.
Two of them. Yeah, we hear that one of them might be opposite us.
Yes.
I have very mixed feelings.
The daytime one.
Anyway, I want to talk about you.
Okay.
Because we've been hearing for years now that you've gained such a huge amount of weight. First of all, you do not look it. I mean, you look pretty good. You're not a size 2, but you look very good. So, and your new show is called. So, how big were you then, and where are you now as you are losing it? What was the most?
I think I looked pretty fat. You know, I'm actually not allowed to say because I'm under contract with Jenny Craig. And at the end of the whole thing,
but that's how you used to look. We just showed it on camera.
We did? How did I look?
1994, they put up 1990.
And see, I thought I was fat then.
Oh, well.
That was on my way to to announce Prince at a concert. And I walked in and I remember going, I'm so embarrassed because I'm a size 8 and I should be a 2.
Yeah. My God, so that means that no matter what size you are, you're never really satisfied.
We aren't ever right. We're never going to be right. Ever.
But if you, were doing the show,
thank you. What a depressing.
If you're doing the show as a fat actress, and that's the theme of the show, and all your misery, and then you're losing weight, what happens?
Well, we're subtitled. When we pitched the idea, you know, you can't do fat jokes forever, just like you can't
do... Oh, yeah, you can.
Well,
you can. It's the greatest topic. I mean, all comedians love it.
But you can't, you know, you're just like fat this, fat, oh, yeah. Well,
right.
So we go, you know, when I pitched this, it was, you know, I think next season I would be promiscuous because, look, I would have lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I would be...
How long has it been?
Too long. 7 episodes.
7 episodes.
Wait, is this on the show or is this in real life? Since
both.
We can't tell.
Yeah, but you know, I hate to break this to everyone, but fat girls get to have sex also.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but not this fat girl. I'm not going there. I know that's terrible, but I just can't. I'm self-conscious enough without blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you mean you wouldn't have gotten undressed? That's your problem.
I would have gotten undressed, but I would feel like somebody puts his hand on my hip. I'd be like, I know. Whatever.
But there's a whole scene in one, I don't remember if it's episode 1 or 2, where a man is very turned on by your booty.
Chubby chaser.
Yes. But you call him the what? The chubby chaser.
Those shoes are hot.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Those are the shoes.
Oh, man.
Have you found somebody yet?
No, I haven't looked. Look, you know, after the last time around, I just went, you are stupid. I'm stupid. I don't get the man-woman thing very well. I'm not good at it. Yeah. I got worse as the years went on.
What do you mean things, right?
I've had husbands and boyfriends. I've had them all. I've had a wonderful collection. And stupid. I don't get, you know, I could have a total psycho under my nose and just think, oh my God, this guy is the guy. All right? You know, this is the one.
So what did, okay, so in order to, okay, you're going to lose the weight, you're working on Kirstie, but then you want to get into a good relationship. What are you learning so that you don't pick a psycho that's under your nose?
I don't want to get in a good relationship. Here's what. No, not exactly. It's more fine-tuned.
Okay.
I want to be one of those women. I've always wanted this. I want to wear shoes like that, and then I want to be in Italy, and I want to have an affair. And I don't mean with someone married. I just mean I would like to have an affair and not be that serious. Do you know, like Under the Tuscan Sun? I want that.
Yeah.
But I want to sleep with the realtor and the other guy.
And is all this going to be on the show next year?
No, this is just going to be in my real life. And I might have a reality show about it. Who I like to sleep with.
Under the Tuscan Sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Kirstie, do you have an unspoken thought? Is there such a thing
I don't
with you
think
as an
so. I
unspoken
think my
thought?
brain is on the outside of my head. You're asking me questions. I want to tell you a real answer.
No, absolutely, but you know, you're making fun of the situation. But were you ever hurt by all the tabloids? I mean, because they really went to town with you.
I wasn't as hurt as I felt like, you know, here's an example. I would go to a party one night and everyone's snapping shots of you, and you see one of those shots and you look sort of fat, but you look sort of pretty. And then the next day you see the cover of a tabloid at the same place.
Yeah.
How in the hell? They like lay on the ground. I see people drop cameras.
Angle.
No, they drop cameras like this. They literally will put their camera like this.
To show.
To shoot up your nose. And nobody looks good like this.
Exactly. They
Really?
try to get your chin.
Well, they not only try, they do. These people are going to hell. In a handbag. That's right.
I talked earlier about interviewing you back in 1992, and we have that clip. And I thought, when we looked back, we said, look what she said. We'll show you that clip.
Where
do you see yourself in 10 years?
Very thin.
Best answer I've ever gotten to that question. That was 10 years ago.
Papa, their hairdo there was great. I love it.
I was just thinking, what's up with the hair?
10 years ago.
That's all everybody remembers. Okay, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Obviously very fat.
Yeah, say the opposite.
I want to go, that's a good one.
Say the opposite.
This diet works. I lost weight on it. You'll lose weight.
I've lost 22 pounds.
Yeah, wow, and how much for you?
I think I started like a couple of days before Christmas.
Oh, so it's very sensible, absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you feel better about yourself or different?
I feel good because, you know, everybody's different. Everybody has a weight where I think they feel comfortable with themselves.
Yeah.
And I had gotten myself in the place where I wasn't, because I couldn't move very fast.
Well,
it makes you unhealthy.
Yeah, we don't want you to...
Even then, I couldn't, so I'd be on the floor and say, Mom, my kid would go, Mama, Mama, and I go, yeah. All right, now, all right, I'm coming.
So you were comfortable at what, 250,
I'm comfortable about 375 pounds.
There you go.
Okay,
Nice comfortable weight.
we do not want you to go. You're going to stay with it because we got to find out why did you go from 10 years ago to whatever it is.
Yeah.
How come it happened? And Kirstie's written about it too. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Geraldo Rivera, Ice Princess star Joan Cusack, and Bruce Willis are all taking in The View next week.
Kirstie.
Well, why can't I just get a show first and then lose the weight?
That's not the way it works, my friend.
You know what, my friend? It does work that way with the guys. I mean, look, John Goodman's got his own show, and Jason Alexander looks like a frickin' bowling ball. And then how about James Gandolfino? He's like the size of a whale. He's way, way, way fatter than I am.
And that was a clip from Fat Actress. We're back with Kirstie Alley. Boy, you tell it like it is, girl.
You know what? Did you ever actually do that in real life? Sit in a thing and shovel hamburgers into your
I don't
in a
even
car?
like hamburgers.
I've
done that.
But I like the way they drip all over you.
The visual's good. So Gandolfini is fatter than you.
Amen.
Amen.
But boys don't have the same sort of stresses that women do.
They don't have the same standards, exactly. I think now it's not only fashionable, it's a prerequisite if you want a sitcom, that you have to be pretty fat and have a 20-year-old wife.
Yeah, a lot of them, the guys are chubby.
not the
That's
other way
right.
around.
Let's name them all. No, I could. What?
So wait, I actually wanted to get to the book because the new book is out, How to Lose Your Ass and Regain Your Life. I love the title, I have to tell you. Now, you are very open about drug addiction, a miscarriage, and other sort of painful experiences, which tend to make me think the tabloid fodder was nothing in comparison to some of the other stuff that you had to deal with.
Well, I think that's true. I think always what goes on in your own real life is, you know, we all have our own personal tragedies. I try and make my tragedies into non-tragedies, which I think makes me healthier in the long run. But yeah, some bad things have happened to me, but nothing in comparison to people who've had real tragedies.
Does it make you, I'm sorry, I was just going to say, does it make you appreciate that even though yours was bad, there are other people who are out there suffering also?
Yeah, you know, yeah. I think it probably makes me, I think I've had a pretty blessed life.
Do you think there's one thing that triggered the weight gain? I mean, we talked about stress and hot topics, making
My
women
interview
gain
with
weight.
Barbara.
What is that?
Yep.
You're guilty.
Right after that, I went, you know, I gotta eat something because.
You know what? Her hairdo wasn't that bad.
Kirstie, not kidding. Was it stress? Was it one thing? Was it?
You know, it was. What happened was after Veronica's Closet, I just made a decision. You know, I had children that now they're 10 and 12, so it was 5 years ago, and I made the decision that I was really not going to be one of those people that missed out on their children's lives. So I thought, you know, I'm gonna still work, but I'm gonna do it differently. And I started cooking like a maniac, and like you, my idea of cooking is chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, so, you know, sausage, gravy, and biscuits. I'm from Kansas, for God's sake, you know. So I was just, you know, here, kids, blah, 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 blah. And I started sitting around on my ass chronically.
Right.
Just
You put yourself
around.
But did you enjoy that period? I bet you loved it.
I did.
Yeah. How are the kids today? How are they handling all of this?
They're great. You know, they're sweet. They both go, Mommy, you don't look that bad. Mama, you've never looked that ugly. That's why you have children, is to tell you, you look good.
To lie to you.
So knowing what you know now, do you think that you would ever gain weight again? I mean, once you lose it now, do you feel like I've learned something through this that
I feel like I've really learned something about myself physically, which is, do you know, I've always been that girl that lost and gained the proverbial 12 pounds. Yeah. And now when you gain this kind of weight, and you know, you're 50, it's not like, okay, now I'm going to lose that 60 pounds. Bow, bow, bow.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah. You know, now I used to be able to lose any amount of weight in 14 days.
Wow. Yeah.
And now it's like, you know.
I want to go back to something else that Star mentioned when she was talking, and that is, and you write about it very openly in your book, and there was a time when you were addicted to cocaine. You tried it once, you liked it, it felt good, and so on. And it got worse and worse, and you finally stopped, what, 7 years ago, was it? How many years ago?
No, I stopped doing cocaine in 79.
79. And you said that Scientology was what made the difference. Now, I know you can't go explain Scientology to us in 30 seconds, but what was it? And you stopped and you said you never had the desire again.
Well, in Scientology, what you do is you find out what happened to trigger something, to find out, like, the first time something occurred. And I don't usually tell people this, but it was, you know, when I was little, about 3, I had my tonsils taken out and my adenoids, and they had packed, you know, there's a purpose for cocaine. And they used it like an anesthetic, and they had packed my mouth and my throat with cocaine. And my grandfather that was there, who's my favorite person in the world, and he said, you know, I'll never leave you, I'm here with you always, blah, 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 blah. Well, later in life, when I did cocaine, it made me have that exact same feeling of well-being. And I was like, I am going to do this every day for the rest of my life. So when I did a Scientology session, immediately, you know, they sort of ask you, did that ever happen? It was an earlier time that happened. And I remembered this well-being, and that's what they had actually done to me. So a second I remembered it, it wasn't the cocaine I wanted, it was the well-being of somebody that you loved and someone who was close to you.
And it was getting very bad for you, we must say. It was no longer.
It was bad for me, but I will tell you, within 1 hour, I never wanted to do another drug in my life. So that's pretty exceptional, but it was true, so I'm going to take it.
Wow.
And embrace that.
I am.
Absolutely. Why not? Well, exactly. You know, you've got the greatest attitude. You really and truly do. Our thanks to Kirstie Alley. Fat Actress premieres Monday nights on Showtime, and everybody in the studio audience is getting a copy of Kirstie's book, How to Lose Your Ass and Regain Your Life. We'll be right back.